Why, hello there, and welcome back to the City of Mist. In the middle of a confrontation with Isabel Kittner, allow us to rejoin our crew now. Oh, hi, I'm back from 5 seconds ago. Remember me?
Who are you?
I have no idea, honestly. This is my Discord. Leave! Wifey, you have the powers.
Can I kick you from your Discord?
Anyway, I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think so. It's a good question. I do give you a lot of power. Anyway. Yes, the general situation is as stated from before. Remember, she's in big, nasty demon mode. Kevin Cardwell is sort of just chilling. Oh, I guess the other thing I forgot to say. So she basically has Kevin cornered. The last thing you did, Xander, so priority is leaning back towards both Isabel and Roxanne, is, did you or Radia? I don't know. I think you did. You summoned a giant icy Yeti hand to grab her and hold her in place while there's an ice storm around her. Yeah. She very, very much wants to break out of this, you can tell, almost instantly. So after you summoned that, Xander, she turns to you and just gives you a look as if to say, please stop. And I believe that's where we paused. By this time, Roxanne and Radia, you guys have flown down on Dragon.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Addicted to the shindig. So, what are y'all doing?
Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm squeezing the life out of her until all she's left is a cold husk.
Wait.
I mean, what? To our knowledge, has Isabel killed anybody?
She didn't fully admit to it, but you're 99% sure, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
I just want to know how bad she is compared to, like, the rest of the people we've dealt with so far who are, like, in demon mode. Because if she has killed someone, then it's, like, a different way I'm going to handle the situation. If she's, like, more so, like, I can't control my power, but I haven't really hurt anybody yet other than my store.
Oh,
truthfully, I feel like there's a very fine line between Isabel and Roxanne. They're both vigilantes. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, one gets no sleep because she's up studying late at night, but also fighting crime. The other is a demon monster.
Who's righting wrong?
Big difference.
Look, the way I see it, it's all morally gray.
Listen, how do we know it's not you flying in the night sky? Two big wings.
You don't know. It could be me, actually. That's the real secret. I've been having memory blackout, and
that's the actual twist of this whole game.
That actually would have been kind of funny.
I just forgot to tell you.
Whoops. It's been a surprise to me all along.
And all right.
I don't think we should kill Isabel regardless, though. So if that's what you're trying to do...
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to kill her. I am going to try to exorcise the demon out of her, but other than that...
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and do that.
How mean am I going to be to her? Like, am I going to try to beat her up, or am I going to be like...
I mean...
You know...
I don't think that she's necessarily doing these things to be, like, unnecessarily harmful. I think that she believes that she is doing something that needs justice.
She's also gone out of her way for this entire encounter.
She's gone out of her way to make sure that we don't get hurt. She has said that multiple times. So I feel like if you are going to exercise the demons or whatever, like, that's fine. But I do think that it should be done, like, not vindictively. Do you know what I mean?
No to do it viciously, but yes to do it forcefully, because I think if we were
doing it with intent.
Yeah, if we were able to talk her out of this, we would have done it already.
Yeah, I mean, I did try to talk her out of it. I was going to ask her to, I think I rolled really poorly. I was going to see if I could talk her down from it while we got him.
Yeah, I think you rolled like a 4.
Yeah. So I that's not on her. That's on me.
Well, if I need Xander to exercise her, I guess I gotta stop her from moving, right?
She's already held down and has an ice storm around her that she's probably going to be removing very soon. She stopped, turned to you guys, said, seriously, stop. You can tell she's not trying to hurt you, but at this point, the whole room is beginning to heat up and your vision is blurring ever so slightly due to the heat.
Can I burrito her?
Like a pet?
Or a baby, yeah.
You may attempt to. What are you burritoing her with?
Shadows, of course.
Okay.
I'm going to use Not Alone, because I'm going to need help from my many, many friends. And I think that's it.
All right. I don't have to call this, I guess, Shadow Burrito?
Sure.
Weird, but we'll go with it. Why not? Alrighty, as you swoop on down on the dragon, Roxanne, you leap off and you very quickly get your soldiers to, I don't know what it is, but they get a shadowy substance, and begin to wrap it around Isabel. It is not holding her.
They're just gonna, hug her in a big hug.
That's a very different thing from a burrito.
It's like they're gonna turn to mist and just kind of swirl around her and do a big hug.
Oh, how nice.
As that is happening, she's very clearly attempting to break out, and she looks towards your group, looks back to Kevin, looks back to you guys, and says, "Why are you so insistent on stopping me?"
Wouldn't it be better to let the dick die in prison?
No, we discussed this.
No, somebody can shake him in prison. God, I'll provide the knife.
That's not my business. You know it'll take much longer than that. How many lives will he impact by the time he actually hits prison? It's not worth it.
But do we know if it's him who's pulling the strings or somebody's pulling his strings?
It's him. I know it's
we
him.
may not solve it all.
Listen, he's a bad person. I know he's done almost everything we've accused him of. Potentially more. Just let me stop him. It's my business. You can turn around now. I understand where you're coming from, but I've made my choice.
And where do if the law says they come after you, then what are you going to do?
If what comes after me?
The law finds out that you did this somehow.
Then I go
We
down.
don't know who's watching him. If he is pulling in all the strings or he's somebody else's puppet.
True enough. All I know is with the resources we have, there's probably someone above him, but not someone as sickeningly gross as him. Yes, they'll find a new puppet, they'll find a new whatever. But after a few of these bodies are hung up, scorched, I can guarantee you, few of them are going to want to cross that line.
Would you consider her evil?
No?
Like a demon?
Physically, yeah, but that's about it.
So it is her state that she is in right now, is that like her power, or is it like everybody else who's like gotten that stuff?
From what you can tell, this is her power. This is hers. Very
Not
similar
like
to Moira.
the restaurant owner guy?
Nope, it's basically the same thing as Moira, it's just her form is this.
Gotcha.
And while the room is hot, she is facing you all, not stepping forward and not stepping away back to Kevin. She's awaiting your answer.
I mean, we can't really have people killing people, and she's also evil to me.
I will squeeze tighter.
All right, as you squeeze tighter, the look in your eyes meets the look in her eyes, and she can very much tell that you aren't going to let up. And with that, the temperature of the room increases further. She turns.
Is my Yeti hand also around her?
Yes, it is, but the ice storm burns away and is now no longer. The only thing still on her is the Shadow Burrito, and the hand that is attempting to hold on to her, but she's like pushing the fingers away, and she can still very much move. It's melting and also trying to like refreeze over and over and over.
I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna be like, Isabel, you need to de-transform now, or this is not gonna end well for you.
So we're done talking. This is it. Turn a blind eye.
You're gonna see like sparks of lightning in my hand, and I'm like, it's all up to you, ma'am.
Just do it.
All right. With that, she just shrugs after giving you a look as if to say, "I gave you a choice."
Can I shoot like a lightning strike down on top of her?
You very much can, but when she's not turning towards you, Xander. She's turning towards Kevin. So go ahead and roll me. Go toe to toe. Oh, sorry. First, roll me defend. Her first passive.
Can you explain what's happening so I know what tags to click on, or?
Correct. So basically, whatever happens whenever you guys attack her, the flames in the room will lash out from her body, or the magic will feed back into you prior to yours being able to lash out, basically. You're defending against heat, basically fire, flames. So definitely magical. Not, well...
So like a heat wave, or?
Yeah, kind of like a heat wave.
And you said she is supernatural?
Yeah.
Is it something that I can see attacking me, or is it more like you said, a heat wave? It's
a feeling, basically. The air around you heats up to the point where you need to do something to prevent it from scorching you.
Okay. Rip.
Ouchie McOuchies. Alrighty. First and foremost, I will give you the status Blazed 3.
We're gonna get these bad rolls out of the way first.
that one definitely hurts. You now get to attack,
Youch.
of course, using different tags. Reminder, the Yeti hand grab can be used multiple times because it has the diamond next to it. The Shadow Burrito is a one time and it's gone.
All right, so I'm gonna like conjure in my hand like lightning ball, and I'm gonna like send my hand up into the air for like this like beam of lightning just to hopefully come down and strike her. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
Ow.
God.
Well, never mind.
Alrighty.
What if you circumvent the issue by doing a pointless roll and rolling really well, and then you'll end up somewhere in the middle for the rest of the game?
I rolled to pet this cat.
And how did it go?
Alrighty, unfortunately, another unlucky roll. The room heats up around you, Xander. And as it does, it temporarily pauses your hand. Fortunately, you are able to strike out with this lightning, but it doesn't necessarily go the direction you want it to. It strikes the ceiling and not Isabel. As it falls, you feel the building begin to shake. Fortunately, it is larger than that. It's not going to come down or anything. But this chunk, this shrapnel, ceiling shrapnel has fallen down basically in the way of Roxanne and you to a degree, Xander. And at this point, she is going to be diving at Kevin, and in one more step, she is going to be on him, and she will be able to incinerate him.
I'm gonna yell out to everybody. We really need to stop right about now. As I'm on fire. It's heating up in here.
Somebody put him out.
I've been blazed.
420 blaze it.
Alrighty, Roxanne and Radia, she's
Moira shouts out the window.
she's one
I
step
know
away.
Roxanne got that on her. She's a college student.
Your silence speaks volumes.
I was just gonna say, this is everything I need to know.
No, I'm thinking.
Same.
You're
I don't know what to
thinking.
do. Thinking.
Character-wise, just for a general question, would Roxanne smoke weed?
No, she ain't got time for that.
I was about to say she's a vigilante. I don't. Think
I was gonna say, I feel like she wouldn't.
That and I gotta be a good role model for my little bro.
I'll allow it. That's fair.
He is quite young. That's fair.
There's no water nearby us, right?
It's raining outside. So tell me your intention. What are you trying to do?
I'm thinking of pushing myself to take us somewhere. And I'm like, if she's a fire demon, going somewhere wet and very wet would be a deterrent.
Yeah, it's not pouring because you were flying out there a moment ago, but sprinkling.
So there's no water sources anywhere nearby?
I mean, there's water outside. If you need a water source, I'm sure Radia could help you.
What are you thinking? You want me to drop a swimming pool on her?
Ooh, that's a good plan.
No, we'll just end up in a steam mess and we'll never know what's going on. All right?
Is there a river nearby?
Nearby-ish, yeah. Not directly next to this building, but close by.
Could I teleport what's his face into the river?
You want to teleport Kevin into the river?
Yeah.
Are you gonna hold him on something, or like make a boat for him, or
I mean, he can struggle in the water. I don't care.
no? He'll die.
Why?
He's tied to a chair. He can't move anything. He can barely breathe.
Oh.
He will instantly sink and die.
I mean, would I be allowed to go with him or no?
Yeah, I mean that entirely depends on the role and what you're trying to do. If you're trying to use Jasper to get Kevin away from Isabel, that is indeed an option.
You said I can't take him far enough.
I mean, you can do anything with the right tags and the right setup. If the goal is to get Kevin away, and Isabel has moved past you guys, then you can only move him so far, so many times until she eventually catches up.
We're in a parking garage.
You are in a parking garage.
And is that hot in here?
Very hot.
Why is the fire sprinklers not triggered on this?
Good point.
They might be.
I'm going to do it. I think we're going to lose to her.
With this promising start, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about. I rolled so good.
I mean, even if we don't lose, I don't think we're going to be able to save him before she gets to him first. So,
like out of game strategy, I think the best option is not to stop her, but to get Kevin away from her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because you guys were talking about teleporting, but regardless, teleporting or not, we can get to him. We don't have to roll a defense dice against him because it's just him. So if we can do something with him, that'd be Gucci.
All right, I would like to take him with me to the river.
Alrighty. So the general question is, if you're moving him a reasonable distance, like you did prior, that'll just be a standard roll. If you want to yeet him so far there's no way Isabel can get him, that's, of course, stop holding back.
I want to eat him far.
Are you willing to risk the biscuit?
It would be the second time I've done it.
Biscuit risker. Oh, God.
That causes the fade, though, right?
Yes.
Can I undo fade, or am I just stuck with permanent bips?
Whenever you level, you clear all fade or crack. If you choose to. That's the one upgrade you choose.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, if we're just doing the usual yeet, this will be a significant stop holding back. So do not click no return or ultimate. You will die. Those are spicy.
All right, this is probably going to be my mobility one, right?
That makes the most sense. I don't believe you choose tags. It just rolls. Rolls a +2, I think. Woo! Yay, 10! There you go! I think normally mixed success burns all your tags. So, with a full success, a 10, you're taking yourself, Jasper, and Kevin out of here, correct?
Yes.
Alrighty, go ahead and mark fade on that theme. You said it was for mobility?
Right before I'll do this, I'll say, good luck, Miss Fire Resistant Radia. And yes, mobility.
Alrighty, what's this look like?
The shadows are just going to pop out of the ground and yank us down and away.
Oh, just pulling it straight down to the shadows?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. As you do this, you feel, Roxanne, once again, that you need to go beyond your limits and dig deep. And as you do, all of your shadows answer your call. While there are no issues, you feel something within you stretch and break ever so slightly. But for now, we know we're all right. The last thing you do see, though, is you're going down, along with Jasper and Kevin, is Isabel leaping forward, her hand alighting with flame. And she strikes at the ground precisely where Kevin just was. Fortunately, he is gone. There's a small crater left behind that smolders as you exit the scene, Roxanne, now much too far for Isabel to do anything. And she stands, she turns, looks around a bit, looks through the group of both Radia and Xander, takes a step around the rubble to look at you guys, looking incredibly frustrated. She says, "So your little friend has a few interesting abilities, it looks like."
Yup.
She does.
She looks at you two and the temperature begins to drop in the room. All the faucets and fire bits that are going off in the ceiling, before the water can reach Isabel, it turns to steam. But now by this point, it is getting both of you wet, along with everything else in here. You can hear an alarm actually running in the background. She looks about frustrated, but clearly means the two of you no harm. And she begins to walk towards you, eyes focused beyond both Radia and Xander. And as she passes by the two of you, standing in the rain that dissolves around her, she says, "Whatever you do with him, make it quick. I will be back. Just don't make things complicated, please."
We'll try to be as quick as we can.
And she turns and flies off into the night. Roxanne, you arrive somewhere you've most likely been to in the past, by a rushing river, and you have a very freaked out Kevin Cardwell who is basically somehow, it's difficult to tell in the dark, sealed to his chair, and he is having a panic attack, freaking out, trying to get out. You just warped him somewhere. This dude, his mind is just blown.
How much of that could he see, by the way?
You're not sure, but he's turning about, just trying to figure out where the hell he is. Are we in a field now? What the hell's going on? I hear someone there. Who are you? What are you doing?
Your worst nightmare if you don't shut the F up!
What? All right. Are you trying to kill me too, like the other one, or?
No, I want to see you in prison, you jackass!
All right then. And he shuts up.
Ooh, smart.
By this point, you've gotten the information you needed, Moira, Radia, and Xander. The demoness has left, and Roxanne's not too far from you guys. Difficult to find where you two venture off into the night, though.
All right, well, I'm going to text Moira first. Hey, what goodies did you find?
What?
What goodies did
I find?
Yeah.
What goodies did I find?
Details-wise, I forgot exactly what I said last week, but basically it's more information that can indeed link him to various misgivings. Nothing super concrete, but it's enough.
Yeah, I guess I respond to that. I'm like, More evidence will release shortly.
So no goodies.
That was the news.
I text back. Clearly, you don't understand the world of investigative journalism.
I text back. I can interrogate him. He's right here. It's just us. He's tied to a chair.
How did you get him tied to a chair?
She didn't do anything. Isabel did. It was basically like rock and stone that's all around his body, sealing him to the chair.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Rock and stone. Okay, I will do rock and stone. Question.
Wait, oh my gosh. Have you ever seen that emoji that looks like the heads from Easter Island?
Yes.
That's what I think you should send to me.
Sure, done.
For no other reason than I think it would be funny. Me as a person, I think it would be very funny if I received a text like that.
Got it.
And then a little salute emoji. Anyway. I'd send back question mark, and then rope, stone, and then get a confession. Make sure it's on camera. No, make sure it's on tape.
I'll text back leverage to get him to open his mouth.
Do I have leverage, Maestro? Why am I calling you Maestro today?
It's cute.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. Is there anything though?
You guys do have some of the information that Isabel showed you, plus the information you have up there. Like I said, nothing is concrete, but there's enough to link together that we believe he's attached to all these things.
Let's see. So the scene is Isabel has him because she was gonna kill him.
Yes.
And now we have him. And Roxanne is asking what to do.
I'm itching to punch him. I might just punch him, actually.
I say don't punch him on camera. Don't show your face.
I won't. In fact, I'll probably have Jasper ask the questions, just so they don't have my voice either.
Yeah, don't do that. We don't want any of that. We need complete distance from the source material.
Are you doing all this alone?
I mean, I'll text locations, but I'm gonna caps lock. Don't be followed.
I text back saying that Isabel took back off for the night and told us to be quick. She's not done, so I think she's going to give us this. So let's make this quick.
Here's my location. Come fast.
Let's do it.
Am I picking Elsa? Anybody else up on the way? Myra?
Yeah, me.
Okay. Hopped on Dragon, goes get you.
I turn my phone off.
All right, as you begin to head towards Kevin, a quick reminder. He hasn't spoken with any of you except for Moira. Do you mind, Moira, that he's probably going to recognize you? Unless you hide.
No, I will not be present.
Okay.
I will be nearby. I will not be...
Are you going to whisper the questions into my/Jasper's ear?
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Your group eventually arrives. The entire time, Kevin is silent. The rain does not pick up. Still just a mostly silent pattering. And you all indeed arrive. Roxanne was able to yank this guy pretty far, actually. Impressively so. And you see him just slapped down there, just kind of chilling, minding his own business, essentially tied to a chair, getting rained on.
All right, bud. You can talk now.
He attempts to turn to you, but the chair can't even swivel anymore, so he gives up. Doesn't say anything, though. He's trying to turn towards you. That's about it.
No, you can stay facing that way.
Not like I have a choice in the matter.
That's correct. So, you ready to answer them tough questions?
Another interview this is.
Of sorts.
Sure, fire away.
We did just save your life. I think you owe us. By the way, she's coming back for you if you don't answer these questions. You'll be much safer in prison.
All right.
What should we start with? Do we want to go ham with the sun first?
I actually think that we should start with like the stuff like the tearing down of the apartment building, and then like gradually work our way down to the cover up of that kid's murder.
All right. Tell me about the apartment building.
What apartment building?
The one that burned down accidentally, but not. You're building a mall there.
Not sure where you got that from. Clearly you watch too much television. You're aware of the incident. And that's all I know about it.
Please tell me Moira has like the notes on her, or I have pictures on my phone. Can I start reading them off?
Yeah.
You can, yeah. He's just staring straight, not at you, I guess. Not really sure where you're positioned.
I would just start listing every item that we have.
All right. And as you do, he's just sitting there nodding along. He can't really move anything else. And by the time you finished, he says, "You about done now? Your laundry list?"
I can keep going if you still don't want to answer.
And so what precisely?
What was the point? What are you trying to gain out of it?
Gain out of what? You're listing mostly random incidents that I'm most definitely not attached to.
All right. Who do you work for?
I work for myself. I'm sure you know who I am.
Kevin, I'm going to keep it straight with you, mate. We just saved you from dying from a demon. So you doing this pussyfooting around and not really telling us what we want, it's not really going to be very good for you. We have ways of making you talk. So it's just easier if you just tell us what we're asking instead of, doing what you're doing.
He tries to turn his head about a bit, looking for the source of the voice. I think I might know who you are. I'm not entirely sure. Your accent sounds familiar. Regardless, threats will not work with me. If you're going to kill me, just do so. If you're going to leave me to her...
I said nothing about killing you, mate.
You just did, actually. You literally said, I can leave you to her.
I said I have ways of getting it out of you.
After the death threat, yes. If you're going to do that, just do it. Be done with it already. I'm not playing this game.
You say he's sitting down?
Forcibly, yeah. He can't move.
Can I start to slowly freeze his hand?
You very much can, yes, like with your magic.
Yeah, I wanted to hurt, but not like slowly giving him frostbite.
Yeah. This is very clearly happening. He's not entirely sure how, of course, but he's trying to sort of move himself away. He's not shouting out in pain, but he's clearly moving as if he is uncomfortable. What were you saying, Moira?
I wanted to know if I could use some of my prophetic, clairvoyant abilities to maybe sense what might be a trigger for him.
You can most definitely do that. You indeed have before. Just roll me and investigate with your Mothman Looky-Loo powers.
Looky-Loo.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, he's still trying to look around to figure out where this pain is coming from. And you can almost, hear the sweating in his voice. He's looking about and going, torture it is. How predictable. I've been down this route before.
Well, you should probably ask yourself why you've been tortured before. Obviously, you know something.
People's histories are all complicated, yes.
Yeah, and especially when people are not innocent. This tends to happen to people.
He's still struggling, but remaining silent. You can see just barely in the starlight that he is smiling to himself.
I was also wondering if I could use that free clue per scene.
Most definitely, yeah. Well, what do you want to know exactly?
I just want to know if it can be related to the question I'm asking.
Yeah, definitely.
Which obviously is what would be a trigger for him.
He has a kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it Owen or something?
Yeah.
I was gonna use that next.
Yeah, I was about to say we could use the kid.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to use this investigate. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
So your free question, I guess getting a general vibe as he is sitting there struggling, is there something we can say to him to make him spill the beans? You're very much getting the feeling, Moira, that no, there's nothing you can say to this guy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to execute that investigation
Go for it.
roll. So, whoa!
Pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say.
Whoa, even with disturbing imagery.
Indeed. So go ahead and mark experience for that.
Nice.
Oh, Radia, could you whip up a truth serum?
I probably could, but I'm wondering why doesn't supposed innocent man eager to just, if we're going to kill you, get it over with? Why would you be so eager to die? Why not fight us?
Are you saying
what
that?
What are you hiding? I'm questioning that aloud.
Oh, as he's struggling, Moira, you're definitely getting a vibe from Kevin. You can see into him, and he cannot resist this whatsoever. So whatever you want to see, it's not necessarily a question. If you want to see something, you can 100% see it, just because that's how your power works. As you question this out loud, Radiah, he looks for you, unable to really find where the voice is coming from. Again, he says, "Does it matter, really? Someone in my position needs to be ready for things like this. For various ne'er-do-wells who, drag people away and torture them for information. I've seen your type before."
Does he have anything on his face?
No, actually, his face is above water from the rain. He's looking about, but you guys are all behind him, so he can't see you.
Is your son ready for this?
Ready for what?
I will play the recording of him crying.
Ah, he did seem sort of off the other day. Well, torturing children as well. How wonderfully heroic of you.
We never said we were heroes.
Fine, fine. Like I said before, if you're going to do it, just do it. Moira, you can ask your question or see what you want to say.
Oh no. Something, I guess either something that only he knows, that once we know about it, he'll realize that something, is up. Or I just want, to see something that he would not want us to know.
Sure.
And the knowledge of which would make him break.
Let's see. So looking into Kevin, Moira, there's a lot to sort through. You don't get any solid, firm visions to begin with, but you know what you're looking for at least. There are many flickers of events and conversations, goods and services exchanged under the table. Kevin's been around the block, clearly, multiple times. And there is good here, of course, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for proof. We're looking for something to make him break. And it's difficult to find, strangely enough. With all this information you have, as I mentioned before, you get the feeling that telling him or showing him any of this won't make him confess. It doesn't matter. He does not care. And you can tell legitimately, Moira, he does not care. He will, if he needs to play this game all night with you guys, you get the feeling that he's being serious. He very much will. And you can actually see another scene that flickers by quickly of something similar to this, more metallic tools involved. But regardless, that event, he clearly survived. They did not kill him, whether he was rescued or somehow escaped on his own.
Clearly nothing got out.
Nothing got out.
Experience.
Was it during his days as a politician or prior? You're not really sure. It flickers by too quickly. But you know that bit of information isn't even enough. None of this is. You even see, sadly, I guess with what Roxanne brought up a moment ago, for a moment, Moira, you're like, well, what if it's not him? What if we target his family? That's a bit darker. You start to question your tactics at some point, but you find that threatening his son, even if you were to mean it, wouldn't mean anything to Kevin. You see a void.
Wow.
You see a void there as well.
Stone cold.
Yeah.
So there's nothing.
There's not nothing. You don't find a singular piece of evidence. And he's not wrong. Neither was Isabel. Even if you have dead proof, even if you have people saying he did this, etc., especially with someone as prominent as him, the odds of that person, the witness, turning up dead, or the odds of this campaign against Kevin going on for literal years is fairly high.
Yeah.
And you
that is the pitfall of the legal system.
Yes, they need proof. And unfortunately, if he has those people in his pocket, well, things are probably going to go his way. You can see many instances in the past where things have indeed gone his way. Justice was not served. But there are ways to speed things up. There are ways to get the results faster. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have these bits of information. But Moira, you and your group are special. You see a solid through line. One that is indefensible, in fact. And that is the apartments. The burning of the apartments. We can chalk it up to a coincidence that something's planning on being built there. But guess what? Kevin is not the city planner. Maybe he spoke with one. So what? He does all the time. Part of his job. Unfortunately, maybe he or his secretary or someone was lazy this day. But you are able to, one step at a time, see, not through his eyes, but through the eyes and the lenses of the city itself. And one camera at a time, we're able to chain together various instances of Kevin and his crew passing on this information from the top all the way to the bottom. This answer, this illumination for you, Moira, unfortunately is going to throw a lot of footwork on your guys' plate right now. There's at least 10 businesses and or random individuals that somehow happen to be recording on the exact day that Kevin issued this order and spoke with the person he needs to speak to. And maybe he got a little too involved. He didn't hand the money directly to the ne'er-do-wells that burned down the apartments, but maybe he spoke with and handed the money to the person that handed it to them. And you can see very clearly in this recording, Moira, him handing said money over. Somewhere he didn't think he'd be recorded. Some kid was recording some joke or some dance for their online...
The age of TikTok.
Yeah, their TikTok or something. And you can see Kevin very clearly in the background. This kid has no idea what they got. There's some jokes in the background like, oh, drug deal! And they're like, oh, shit! But like they're mostly focused on their dance. You know that this is Kevin, though. And there are like 10 separate cameras, including... standard cameras in front of businesses and such that actually lead all the way back to him.
Oh, man. So we don't even really need him if we have all of that, right?
Not really. And you can see it plain as day. For all you know, you just got to go to each business and request the footage or, steal it. But
you know what? Actually, I'm going to text Roxanne, or I guess I'll whisper to Jasper. I'm going to say... I've got the connecting pieces. Keep him busy until then. Like, obviously, he's tied up and he can't go anywhere. But I do think that they should be aware that nothing's gonna, he's not gonna crack, really. But he doesn't know that we know that.
Right. He has no way of knowing this because he doesn't even know that this was seen. It's directly attached to him. He saw it through his own eyes, but not through the eyes of the city.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna let Jasper know. I'm gonna kind of explain that to him really quickly.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go get all that footage and combine it.
Excellent. So this footage will, of course, take a day or so to collect. It's just a lot. A lot of people
and
need
if
to talk
he's
to.
missing for a while, I don't care. Just saying.
Perfect. So Roxanne, with this information we have now, Moira suggests that you basically hide Kevin away somewhere while your crew collects all this footage and strings it together to prove, without a doubt, at least you have footage of Kevin paying these people that burned down the apartments. Where do you want to put Kevin, or what do you want to do with him in the meantime?
I kind of want to put him somewhere dumb and obvious. Where's the landfill?
There are multiple landfills.
I will take him to a landfill. It's where he belongs.
Okay, with the trash.
Yeah.
All right, did you bring some snacks with you? Or you're just going to watch him for like a whole day?
Oh, that would bring some snacks with me.
Fair enough. Fortunately, Jasper can watch him while you go off and do your thing. After you receive your vision, Moira, those of you that can see Kevin notice something in his eyes change a bit. He seems far off, as if he himself saw a vision of something, and for a moment he looks off his game, but he shakes his head and, well, unfortunately focuses back on the pain as he's looking around. You can still feel his fingers kind of freezing a bit. And your crew is silent. Now, Richard with a nice little chunk of information. But what do we do next? Well, we have a very confused Kevin sitting here.
I'm kind of alarmed he doesn't give a shit about his son.
I mean, he's not a good person.
Yeah, but even good people generally care a little bit about their children.
I mean, maybe he only has a kid for political, family man persona.
Actually, in that case, it might not even be his.
So, Roxanne, you're going to take Kevin away. Then Moira, I assume with the rest of the crew, going to try to collect all the footage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as your crew breaks up.
Where did Isabel go?
She flew away.
She just flew away?
Yep.
Can I text her?
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to say, so, any interest on being on the other side of the law?
She won't respond for a while.
That's okay.
But while you're out and looking, it already is late, of course. So realistically, you can get some of the public footage that's online after you search up some terms. But unless you break into buildings, which technically via your guys' powers you can, I won't have you roll for any of this. There's too many. You guys can, if you want, break into the buildings and just steal the footage that way, or you can ask people in the morning. Entirely up to you. Depends on how quickly you want to get it done.
Oh, I want to get it done quick as possible.
Okay.
So
for that, then I will ask one roll of all of you, that group of Moira, Radiah, and Xander, As Roxanne, you take Kevin to be with the trash. The three of you.
Well, actually,
yes,
he's basically incapacitated, right?
correct.
And he has no idea that there's actually public footage of him.
No idea.
I mean, maybe it doesn't have to be that fast then.
No, we should still do it fast.
That's true. We should just do it fast. God, I'm just so nervous about the roll. But go on.
So I'm gonna have only one of you roll. Moira, just roll me take the risk actually, and I'll give you a +3 after. That'll signify you, Radiah, and Xander.
Okay.
Alrighty, with a 12, you nail it with no issues whatsoever.
Woo! Nice.
The three of you, over the night, are able to very quickly borrow footage from various businesses. You do see that he took the long way around. He didn't make this easy on himself. He's probably thinking he was being sneaky. But this is going to take all night for your group, and then some into the morning a bit. But you are 100% going to get all this footage. Nothing broken up. You don't need the audio, fortunately. You just need the visuals. And after you haul Kevin over to the garbage dump, he's very clearly aware of where he is. It takes you a normal amount of time to get there, Roxanne. And as he's
I'm gonna chitter chatter. You'll feel right at home where we're going.
funny. So what's the plan? You're just going to leave me here until I break?
Say yes.
Yes.
You know, I can't
I
fault
think
you
we
for
should just
trying.
lean into the idea that he thinks he's being interrogated. You should say something cryptic like, "You'll break. They always do." Or something weird like that.
Nah, I kind of want to threaten the sun. I don't know.
Clearly he doesn't care about the sun, though.
I don't believe it. He helped cover it up.
Yeah, for his own political career. He's a monster.
What about his wife? Can I taunt his wife?
As you throw various jeers at him and threats, the tone he shoots back at you is both, I don't believe you, and do it, see what happens.
I'm beginning to think we should have let you die.
I mean, truthfully, if it had turned out that there wasn't anything that could get him
Then yes,
to
die.
jail, I would have been like, look,
Hey, Isabel, come back. He's all
sometimes you gotta make the hard choice.
yours. Vigilante, baby.
Anyway, go on.
So most of the night is you guys doing your thing and Roxanne occasionally throwing jeers and threats towards Kevin and him just being snide about it the entire time. You're not sure, Roxanne, if he's being dead serious or not, or if he doesn't actually think you're going to kill innocent people, but, who knows? Really hard to tell, unfortunately. During this whole scenario, as you guys are traveling from location to location, Xander, you receive some information from the guys saying, we're still watching the towers. If any of them reset, we'll let you know, but if we can't stop it, this is going to keep happening. But, we're still doing our best. And by this point, the day has rolled over. It is morning. Kevin is sitting there, possibly sleeping, difficult to tell, surrounded by garbage.
Oh, no. I'm not going to let him sleep.
Perfect. Every time he possibly goes to sleep, you make a noise or touch him or something?
Yes.
Excellent. As one does. And he gets not a single wink of sleep. He's very much trying to, and right before he's able to nod off, you make a noise or something to wake him up, and he kind of freaks out for a second and then goes back to just sitting there. By this time, though, Moira and crew, you guys have all of the digital data that you need.
I'm putting together the case with a capital C.
Excellent. And you easily can do that. What is your guys' end game with all this? What's our overall plan?
I personally would like to ruin his image and then let Isabel have him. Personally.
Has she texted me back?
Much later, yes. You can tell she was maybe a little frustrated and didn't want to angry text at you.
That's fair.
All she basically says back is, well, you said you wouldn't do anything, but you didn't mention your friends. Got it. Let me know when you've made your decision. That's it.
Can we compromise? Can I still do the case, but also maybe have her beat him up a little? That's really what I want to know.
Yeah, I'd actually kind of like her. I kind of like Isabel to make it look like he got mobbed by angry apartment livies, people who live there, whatever.
Tenants?
That word. Thank you.
Livies?
I like Livy's. That's a good one.
Livies.
New word.
It's basically like
day.
civilian. So I'm going to text back, we've got the hard case, but we think he should get beat up.
And she
And
responds,
we'd like you to do the honors.
she responds, go ahead and release it.
Nothing else?
I'm not looking to, I don't want to hurt him. Is her
You
response. Dot.
I go, if you say so, ... You're like, I don't want to kill him. I just want to hurt him. Or sorry, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to kill him.
Precisely.
That's what I'm getting there.
That's the tone you're getting, correct. So your plan is to ruin his reputation and then have him get beat up as well? And then what narrative are we going with that? Just he got beat up by random people, or...
I didn't really think about it.
I mean, I really wanted Isabel to have the honors, so if she doesn't want it, then I guess we can just...
Yeah, if she doesn't want to do it, that's fine. It's more like if she felt driven by the need to have some sort of justice for herself, then that's what that would be. If she doesn't feel that way, then it doesn't have to be that way. And, maybe that other guy's going to get him shanked in prison anyway, so who knows?
Fair enough. We know this will take some time, so I guess the question is for you, Roxanne. We're going to release this information basically ASAP, right, Moira?
Yeah.
All right.
Like breaking news. I send it to all the major news outlets.
Oh, so you're not doing the internet spread first? You just shoot.
Oh, no, I do.
Okay.
I do. I put it out, and then...
You put it out in pieces, so it's not the whole thing?
Yeah.
Like a teaser?
Well, I think I would put a teaser, get interest up, and then like an hour later post the whole thing, and then like an hour later send it to all the news outlets.
Did we already send in the kids' testimony?
No, I don't think so. I think that was at the end of last session, right?
Yeah.
So that would be included.
Like father, like son. I kind of
How old
wish
is he?
He's a high schooler.
I actually don't know if I feel comfortable putting that out if we have the other information, because
this kid needs help. He needs to get locked up somewhere.
That is true, but he is also a minor.
Then we'll throw him in a cave then. He's a minor.
So what? Give it to the authorities
the children
then?
yearn for the mines. What'd you say?
Give it to the authorities, not the news?
Yeah, I would give that to the authorities, like the police. And then the rest of the stuff
someone
too.
that can be trusted and blow it up.
Yeah. I think that the information about the son should go directly to
the police and child services.
And like
someplace like that.
The people who would get him immediate help versus the father who is it's an entirely different.
Oh, can you also send the sound clips of him saying he doesn't care about his son?
Yeah, sure. I'll include that in the file to the authorities.
Excellent. All right. That will assist a wee bit. So now the question for you, Roxanne, is what are you doing with Kevin? Are you dropping him back off at home, leaving him in the street to wander home? He can't get caught if he's sitting in a trash can.
I'm actually content to let him wander home. Maybe he'll get mugged on the way there.
All right, just kind of wait for him to fall asleep, break him out of this thing, and then let him wander home.
Yeah.
All right, well, considering he's starting in the dump, he's not going to be very clean by the time he arrives. It's also very far away. You're incredibly aware of this. So, the news breaks.
Make him bleed.
The news breaks. Time passes. Quite a few times, actually. Kevin eventually wakes. But the news has long broke. There's always attacks against all politicians at all times. For the most part, we're numb to hearing things nowadays. We go, yeah, sure, I bet. Or, okay, well, whatever, it's not going to matter. It's not enough proof. Whatever have you. This, though, we know is enough. Realistically, whoever put this together is incredibly skilled. This should be impossible for a normal human. So knowing all that and throwing everything together that we have, Kevin takes his sweet time walking back home. And, it's about sundown-ish, close to it, by the time he does indeed arrive. And when he does arrive, well, multiple reporters are waiting for him. The authorities are waiting for him. They're smart, though. They know he's actually not here. They've been waiting for far too long. Not expecting him to come around the corner, they've turned off most of their lights and most of their fanfare. Some have indeed actually left, maybe somewhere else. But the few that have stayed, catch him before he sees them. All the fatigue must have caught up with him. And quick as a whip, he's photographed looking very, very dirty and disheveled. We know how wonderful those turn out. And he's grabbed by the authorities. How long will they hold him for? Who can say? But long enough that we can get done what we need to do. So for now, to our knowledge, Kevin is taken care of. Yoinked by the authorities. I don't know if I have a district for the Popo, but yeah, your boy's been yoinked. Precinct 63, there you go.
Yoink.
We'll throw him there.
Perfect.
Right. And he's indeed driven away.
I smile.
The day mostly being done. Good job, everybody.
Can I send Isabel a link?
Sure. For what?
Just to the him being arrested thing.
Sure. She's she's very much staying silent for the most part.
That's okay. I think that this, if she doesn't respond after this, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is just coming to a conclusion, is all.
Yeah. And as she receives it, you get a text back basically saying, I know. I saw the news. I'll talk with Reginald. We'll see if this changes anything.
All right. I say, that's fine. My job here is done. It's not my job to protect him anywhere else. So,
on that note, did the traumatized boy from the party, has he got in touch with us yet?
No, you've already spoken with him. I don't think it's anything else new for you.
He's just traumatized. We got nothing.
Well, I mean, would it be possible to reach out to him and have him collaborate the story?
Corroborate?
Yeah.
And listen, I don't see why not. You've spoken with him before.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah. I won't have you roll for this because you've spoken with him a couple times. He trusts you for the most part. He won't rush on it, but he's giving you sort of the vibes that he'll reach out when he feels like he needs to reach out. Especially when you mentioned that, Owen was taken in too for other reasons.
Well, and I mean, we could also mention to the police that there will be another boy coming in to corroborate, go easy on him.
All right. And with all that, a job well done. Everything is going mostly swimmingly. Things are probably going to be a little slow, but you get the feeling that the people that he paid off might not side with him with this much information being out in the open. You definitely get the feeling that prior they would have, but with this much proof, seeing it directly, they'll probably hang low, see how the, general community takes things, and if it's negatively, might not matter at that point. For you, Xander, though, while you were out, you received a call and a message, again from your father, letting you know to call him back at your earliest convenience.
To call Papa?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I give him a little jingle.
Ready, and as you do, he answers, coughs a few times, and says, Xander, how are things going for you today?
Well, they were better than, it's going better than yesterday.
Good. Making headway in your case, I assume.
You could say that.
Wonderful. Unfortunately, I do have some bad news for you. Were you able to speak with the men that I sent down to the city recently?
They said the portals kept on closing?
Correct. Unfortunately, we're not entirely sure how to stop this. But there is something else. Those demons that you mentioned fighting, your description of them. I've been digging through the old tomes, and I have some information I believe you need to know now.
What is it?
Your amulet. Has it been giving you any issues recently?
I mean, it's been freaking out a little bit. It's been heating up.
Has it backfired in any way, or harmed you or your allies?
Not yet.
Good. Well, let's just get right down to business then, shall we? I'm not sure if you ever questioned it, son, but there is a reason that we call it the Eye of Azar. It is, indeed, unfortunately, a very literal naming. The amulet is crafted from, using the core of a demon named Azar. And indeed, his eye resides within the metal. The problem is, we are only able to seal one of his eyes for our personal use. We believe he has been personally sealed away for some time now. My father and his father have not had to deal with any of this, but the stories have passed down when issues erupt. Sadly, I think now is one of those times. Now, I need you to listen to me carefully, son. Azar is an incredibly powerful force, one that we are not able to take alone. Many good people were lost on the day that we forged your amulet, and the fiend was taken down. The reason this has not been an issue for us, at least as of recent, because the other eye of Azar, binding him to the dark realms, was sealed away. Should have been forever. Something broke the seal, though. I cannot say what, but this means for you, the other eye of Azar, well, it resides in our world now. Someone must have it, someone must be using it. It's the only thing that would explain the creatures that you described to me. Nothing looks like those. They have a very unique look to them.
So you're saying there's another Azarian sorcerer out there that stole the other amulet?
Yeah. I wish it was as simple as that, son. Unfortunately, we did not form the other eye into an amulet. We were not able to. The first one took its toll on us, and we decided to seal the other one away. Unfortunately, it was not permanent, but were someone to utilize the eye, they would have untold power. And the problem that you need to know, you need to hold in the forefront of your mind, is the eyes must never be brought back together. This is a choice that you, and you alone, will have, Xander. You need to listen to me carefully. I was given the choice and decided against it. It is passed to the family head every generation. The choice given to me was essentially to let go of the amulet, to destroy it, to release the power within, and use that power to ensure that the other eye cannot wreak havoc on the world. Only the eye can destroy the eye. Once they are both taken care of, I believe Azar will no longer be a problem for us and our kind.
And what happens if they come together?
If they come together, Azar will be back to his full potential, and I don't believe, even with your allies, and all the people we've sent to assist, I don't think it's enough sorcerers or firepower to stop it. Even if we were able to, a portion of the city would be destroyed, instantly turned to ash, untold deaths. With a single eye, you can stop him. And if you choose, you would not be giving up your power, son, of course. Just the amulet itself, which, I'm aware, is our family's namesake. I was not strong enough to give it up myself, so I will entirely leave this up to you. And it is now in your hands.
So what you're saying is I'll have to hunt down whoever is using the other eye, which is more of a uncut gem, as you will, right? They're sullying our name as sorcerers, right? So I'm going to find these wankers, and I'm going to teach them they don't mess with our family.
Indeed. As I mentioned, you can attempt to seal the eye away again. It will be difficult, but possible. Unfortunately, if the eye has broken out once, it might have broken out a time before that.
Do you know who would have access to, or even knowledge of where the other eye was?
Unfortunately, I do not, son. This is where things get complicated. You see, the eye itself corrupts those it is near. Whoever is using it might not be aware of what the item even is. In fact, they might not see it as an eye at all. It might be a good luck charm.
A dagger?
No, not necessarily a dagger. No. It does not control them fully, at least not initially. It is a slow burn. It offers power overwhelming. It makes promises that it might be able to keep, but at what cost? And I can tell you right now, eventually it's going to come for you, Xander, unless you either destroy it or seal it away. It wants to be whole. Regardless, son, if you have any questions, or if you find anything, please do not hesitate to let us know.
Well, if I do find the eye, I'll make sure that the person who stole it regrets ever doing so. You know what they say, Pop? You never mess with the Lancaster.
Indeed. I would recommend you do what is best, of course. Just know that the eye is an incredibly powerful artifact, son. I don't want to call it mind control, but it's damn well close. Don't hold it against the person too much. If you believe it or not, it once took over a child. That was a difficult time of our past, but it is gone and over now. Just be careful, yes?
Oh, well, don't worry.
Right. Well, that's all I have for you, Xander. Good luck, son. You'll need it.
Talk to you soon.
Goodbye. And he hangs up.
The plot thickens.
Now that you're all grouped up together, you guys had mentioned last week that you wish to speak with Gale again, so you can if you'd like. It's not too late.
Yeah, we need to ask him why he's resetting the towers, damn it.
That's a good question.
Are we all going as a group?
Yeah. Might as well.
Alrighty. We'll go ahead and whip ourselves over there, and we are able to swing by his shop. It looks like it's closed, but you can actually see him in Timeless Records just across the way.
I bring a fruitcake.
Did you say a fruitcake?
Sorry, I meant to say chocolate.
All right. I don't know if I've ever really had a good fruitcake before.
Actually, you mean to tell me that you've had a fruitcake?
I haven't. Actually, can I bring one of those like edible arrangement fruit baskets thing? Yeah.
Sure, why not? All right, you open the doors to the record shop. Fruit basket in tow. He's sitting in his usual location. They're not really too busy at the moment. And he doesn't really seem to see y'all come in. He's very focused on the music he's currently listening to.
Hey, Gale!
As you move on over and say, hey, he startles slightly and takes off the headphones he was wearing. Presses pause on the device next to him. Looks up to you all and smiles. Ah, good evening to you all. What can I do for you? Oh, is that a fruit basket, Roxanne?
Yes. Cute shapes dipped in chocolate.
Ah, very nice. Is that for me, or are you just holding it around?
No, it's for you.
Oh, truly, I was joking.
I mean, I'm bothering you, a elderly man, my senior. Have something healthy and sweet at the same time?
Fair enough. Thank you. I appreciate it.
My attempts to butter him up are not working.
This is so
Give me
sad
some
for
help
you.
over here, guy.
Hey, emotions for you all to sit. Maybe we're here for music or conversation.
Conversation, kind of serious conversation.
Another serious conversation. Well, all right. I'm here, so what do you need?
Do we go straight into this?
I don't see any other way.
So, we have reason to believe that you might be using your powers to reset Reginald's towers.
He raises his eyebrows at that, looks over your group, and he sees that you are all indeed quite serious. He nods at that and leans back on the sofa. I am, yes. Is this a problem?
Well, of course, if we're all here, that's clearly a problem, mate.
Apologies. Why is it a problem?
That's the problem. We don't know why, but there's no way in heck that they're good.
Do you know why you're resetting the towers?
I do not. But Reginald is assisting me with something.
So you don't know why you're resetting the towers, but you're resetting the towers for no reason?
He asked me to do something simple. I do said thing, and he assists me with my problem, which is, to be blunt, far more complicated.
Didn't we offer to help him?
You did, but you cannot help him.
Wait, so does he actually think that What's-His-Face can help him with his partner?
Yes. Seeing you all looking incredibly serious, bringing this up, says, well, all right then. So me turning back time on these towers is clearly a problem for you all. And you believe Reginald has some sort of malicious use for them, I assume?
Could you ask him what he wants to do with them?
I'll be blunt, I never thought to. I told you, the man is helping me with a very sensitive matter. One that I think we've almost broken through.
But aren't you curious?
Part of the stipulation was not asking. Sorry. You have to understand this thing he's helping me with is, well, it's my world. It's the most important thing.
Okay, and us doing the towers is also important, so we need you to stop resetting the towers.
Do you know that they're going to lead to something bad? Can you prove this?
My men can prove that they are indeed have bad things going on inside of them. That's why we are trying to get rid of it.
What is the time frame for Reginald to help you complete your project?
He's not sure. Neither am I. It's complicated. I mentioned, there's no medicine, no cure, or anything that can help us with our problem. So I figured, if we can't fix it, well, why not turn back time? Buy us some time. If we can't find a solution, Reginald said he could assist me with effectively turning back time far enough to avoid the problem, which is difficult. I cannot do it myself. The dagger has adverse effects when used too much.
Can you teach us to help you with it?
I would if I could, Roxanne. Believe me. We've tried essentially everything. Look at me. I'm getting up in my years. My history hasn't necessarily been too, let's just say, positive, unfortunately. We've tried many things, many avenues, snake oil, if you will. None of it's worked. This is my last chance. But, it looks like he's really thinking this one through. With all the information you have, somebody roll me convince against Gale. And I'll give you a +1 on top of that for getting buddy-buddy with him. I'd say probably Moira. Unless Roxanne has some...
No.
Actually, no. Redeye could as well. So whichever one he wants to do it. You're both good at talking to people.
I feel like Radaya might be better suited.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Redaya, you could roll me a convince using all of your wonderful "Hi, I'm your friend" tags.
Customer service and knowing the neighborhood.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
And I'll give you a +1 on top of that.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, that brings us to a 7. Barely dodging failure. And for a moment, Gale looks set in his ways, as if there's nothing you can say to him to get him to stop or change his mind. You say it's bad, but you don't have proof. You kind of have proof, but not really. We've not really seen any concrete fact. But as you all begin to talk to him, he sees that you're all very passionate about this. It means a lot to you all. You can kind of see the panic in your guys' eyes as you continue to ask over and over. And he breathes out. And he looks around the room. Yeah, kind of folds up the headphones that he had, places them in a bag along with the device he had with him.
Actually, real quick, do we not have even an inkling of how bad it could be? Because Xander's family has a semi-idea of what those runes do, right?
All they said was it's a summoning circle.
But do they know a summoning from where? Like hell or heaven or another plane?
This is what I'm thinking, just based off the phone conversation with my father, is maybe, Albright is probably trying to, I don't know, summon the Azar demon dude, and that's why he keeps on resetting the towers, because he probably has the crappy version of the stone, and, trying to do the magic thing and stop my people from doing the magic things. So now he wants to summon evil demons to rule the world.
You're good?
I just thought.
You exploded at the end there. Alrighty. As you're thinking through all that, Gale nods to himself. He says, All right. I see this is very serious business. If you tell me whatever these towers are connected to is bad, some sort of dark magic or something, I'll stop. Can't promise Mr. Albright will be very happy with this sudden turn. What are your plans for him?
Xander, are we trying to stop your eyeball from getting summoned, or has it already been summoned?
Well, it's not that we're trying to stop the eyeball from getting summoned. We're trying to stop the demon that can be summoned from the uncured other Azar Eye. If I'm not mistaken, right, Daniel?
That's correct.
So it hasn't gotten summoned yet?
Not to our knowledge. Or, no, it hasn't, because we would know.
I feel really bad for Gale.
He stands now after putting everything in his bag, looks to you all, and says, Well, things changed. You might not see me as often at the coffee shop. Fair
Gale,
warning.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
Mate, I understand Albright is helping with something, and I understand to you, right? It's serious. It's a serious matter. But what I'm trying to tell you is, what he's doing, making you reset those towers, you keep on doing that, you are possibly going to cause the end of this whole entire city. Possibly more. So do you want the whole fate of possibly the city and the state and maybe even the world on your shoulders?
I do not. I'm not so selfish.
Then I need you to stop resetting those towers just for a little bit so we can figure out what is going on.
I agree. While I don't necessarily see anything wrong with them, I'm not exactly a professional. I'm an old man with a knife. That's all. And he looks very somber for a moment as he's looking down to the ground. And he kind of nods to himself. He looks at you, Roxanne, and Jasper. He says, that song you recommended to me the other day.
Jasper nods.
It was good. Eric and I liked it quite a bit. It was easy to dance to. I think I'll bring it to him again tonight.
I can recommend you a couple more if you want.
Smiles. I would appreciate it. Thank you. You have my number, yes?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, seeing it, time is limited now. I most likely won't be seeing you all as often. If you need me for anything, let me know. But I guess I'm done with old Albright. Have a good night, everyone. And he gathers up all his things, stands up, and walks out of the shop after giving a wave to the owner.
I want to find Reginald.
I'm going to call my guys and tell them to start resetting the towers again.
All right, they will get right on that. And you're going to spend some time looking for the boy, Roxanne?
I actually want to devote all my time. Screw school, screw my little brother.
Wow. He's a nerd.
My little brother will understand.
What are you going to tell him?
I'm trying to find a mean guy to force him to stop doing bad things and also help this old guy whose lover is about to die.
All right. That's that's hard to fight against. So, yeah. Go be a hero. Do your thing. And Gale heads off to go do his thing. As you guys look further into where good old Reginald might be. And in this time, we are able to get the towers fixed up. It'll take, essentially, all the night. But for this day, I reset your one tag, Roxanne. Moira, you're good. Radai is good. Xander, I'll go ahead and reset IFSR. You're still damaged, but those will go down over time. And in general, with this whole situation, you get another text, Moira. It's Isabel. She says, you know what? For now, Reginald says it's okay to let him stew. Whatever you guys did, whatever you found, he's mostly satiated.
I send a little salute emoji. Immediately.
Yeah.
I have no chill.
The tone she lets off, though, is very much, we're not done, though. There's still more work to be done.
Yep. I figure.
So with that, Roxanne, you do indeed spend time looking for the lad. And you check here, there, and everywhere. But prior to you locking down on his position, Xander, you get a text from your boys as they are very happily like, holy shit, we can finally do our jobs and not have it reset. I don't know what y'all did, but good job. You get a message from them as they are moving on to the next tower. They only have so many people, unfortunately, and maybe they didn't tell you, but rather than having them all defend all the towers at once, all of them are going to the dead tower because they know they're going to reset anyway. What's the point of defending a tower that's going to reset? They clearly can't see it happen anyway, so why waste man hours? They're fixing the other towers as quickly as possible. They let you know, one of them, the one they're going to fix, they can't get to it. It's in the same position, same everything, except, dear God, it's got one or two guardians. By one or two, they mean multiple dozen of those little demon imp dudes, like a shit ton of them.
Huh.
Let's go help.
Time to beat up some demons.
Doesn't take too long for your group to get there, about 30 minutes. And when you arrive, you can see from the sky, yeah, they weren't lying. In fact, the tower seems to be glowing as you move on down. They've effectively given up their assault, as it seems as if these little things are just never ending in their defense. You land, they all kind of give you a quick wave and a salute, and motioning on over, you just see these little imps flitting and flying around the tower, hanging in windows, watching you all from a distance.
I'm going to pass up on this fight in favor of finding Reginald.
Sounds good.
Hey, is anybody else coming to attack evil demons?
I mean, you really shouldn't be alone, but I am currently on an obsessed mission, so.
Are these demons related to Isabel?
No, they are their own.
I'll come with you. Although I'm simply a person made of human flesh.
Well, I mean, we fought these demons before.
Yeah, but...
And you're also a Mothman.
That's true. You know what? I'll go. Let me go to my handy dandy little private message with Alchemy Yeti, where he wrote all my buffs, so I can use them for stuff.
Radai, are you coming with?
I'm already there. What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, anyways, so I'm gonna on my car floating, see a bunch of demons, and I'm gonna like summon a bunch of lightning like Storm, and I'm just gonna just start zapping them.
Just start zapping? Alrighty. We'll keep this nice and simple. I'm just gonna throw one bad boy out there, and whatever y'all want to do to it, have at it. As this will symbolize basically all the demons. They let you know as you arrive that they didn't do anything. They just wait until we strike. The second we strike, they strike back. Otherwise, they just watch. So go ahead and roll me your go toe-to-toe.
Finally, a good roll.
All right, you said this is lightning, right?
Thunder surrounds my hands, and I strike the demons below me. Bzz, 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 bzz.
All right, with a bzoo, 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 bzoo. I'm just going to give it a very simple tag of dead, and that's how many are dead. All right, we got a status of 3 as you just start blasting Xander. The second you charge up your magic and mean them violence, they do the very same, and swarms of demons begin to flow out of the windows. The doors burst open, and they start charging towards you. All the mages around the general area begin to erect shields to help defend Dragon, Radaya, Moira, and you, Xander. Motioning for you guys to go ahead and move forward. We'll do our best to, defend ourselves and hang back, but they clearly mean you guys' violence. You quickly eradicate like 4 to 5 of them, Xander. They just turn into ash as the rest charge your group. Radaya and Moira, what are y'all doing?
Can I invoke fear?
Of course. Are you trying to scare them to death, or are you trying to debuff them all?
Debuff them all.
All right, roll me change the game, please.
Change the game.
All right, a wave of dread emanates from you, Moira. Instantly fearing all of them. Their plight slows ever so slightly, but they're still indeed charging you all. Radaya, what do you do as these slowed demons charge your group?
I send the dragon forth.
All right.
The slash and claw and rip and tear.
Until it is done, go ahead and roll me go toe-to-toe with dragon tags.
And that means I can probably use the natural affinity.
So when it says, is this move dynamite, you hit yes. And if you roll a 12 or higher, it'll trigger. All right, 7, still good. You have the choice between one of those, basically the bottom 2. They're not trying to accomplish anything right now. They're just meaning you all violence. So we're going to do damage, or are we going to block their counterattack?
Well, they're coming after me, so I want to stop them from hurting me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
So you go to attack Radaya, quickly realizing that there are far too many for just the dragon in this exact position to take them. He normally can, but, really quickly reposition. Dragon goes strike, misses as they flow away like water. Dragon then jumps back as one of them goes to claw your face. Dragon says no and instead claws at their face, turning them into ash as well. These ones seem fairly weak compared to the others. And some of the wizards in the back line are now shouting to your group as it seems like more and more of them are coming out. They say, something's clearly summoning them from the inside. We couldn't get close enough, but if your group can stop it, please do so. And now they're not focused on your group necessarily. They're focused on everything. They're flying all over the place. They're getting blasted out of the sky. But there seems to be a growing force compared to the defense that was here. They clearly cannot handle it.
I'm going to wave my hands in front of me. An alchemy symbol is going to appear at the floor of my car. I'm going to lift up and a Gatling gun of energy magic is going to pop out. And I'm just going to start all the...
Just mowing them down?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Go toe-to-toe with the different tags. All right, as you begin to mow them down, Xander, they pop one at a time, just turning to ash and popping. And a few of them see you as a threat now, and they swing by, claws extended, and they go to rake out at you, blades extended. Please roll me a face danger. Very nice. All right, with a 13, you
No
stop
touchy.
all of it, and you're easily able to erect a magical shield that smacks them back and knocks them away as more and more begin to summon, and the chaos level, which I'll go ahead and add that now, further increases. There are more and more of them. That's a tag. I did not make a tag. Alrighty, and up that goes. As they're not focusing on just you anymore, they're starting to move to the mages around you all. And Moira and Radiah, as you see Xander take some out, what do y'all do?
How many are left?
Too many. Reminder, they told you to go inside the tower. Something inside there is summoning them.
They can't do it?
Nope, they will die.
Oof, God.
They're barely holding their own out here.
What are you doing next, Xander?
I mean, I'm trying to clear as much of them as possible before I attempt to get to the tower.
I'm going to use a psychic strike on the creatures in the immediate vicinity.
Sure. And with this, for the negative tags, use the chaos tag that's on the demon.
Da-da-da-da. Well, I get the psychic strike.
Repeat it. All right. As they begin to flow outward, you attempt to psychic attack, and psychic attack doesn't work as well as you wanted it to. Unfortunately, as things happen sometimes, not much we can do. And as you strike out, they do the same. For this, I will say self-fulfilling prophecy will be burnt. So we'll do that.
Ouchie!
Ouchie McGouchies. You try to dig deep into your power, Moira, but for whatever reason, there is so much chaos you cannot focus, and you feel detached from it for a moment, unable to reach that part of yourself, at least for now. And more and more of them begin to gather as they swarm both towards your group and all around. Radiah, what do you do?
Probably do one attack. Where are they funneling out of?
If you want,
try to clear the whole, the sneak in. Oh, for the love of!
Was that your only spell? It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. With this, as you're seeing all this happen, you cast a spell and it strikes a good portion of them, but it also erupts. It blows up something just past them, deep into the tower, and the tower shakes. And you hear things rumbling from within, and for a moment, time seems to pause. The demons flit around, and they kind of stop for a moment. And then they're not really sure what to focus on, almost to the point where they're losing their focus and they're spreading out further. And now, rather than attacking you and your group, you can see them flitting out into the rest of the city and just kind of flying out everywhere. And now they're just causing more and more chaos. Now we'll just increase that. Now it's chaos 2.
Can we see, like, where are they, like, coming from a certain thing?
They're spilling out from inside the tower.
Can I fly over to the tower and try to go inside?
Yeah, very much so.
When I fly over there, I'm going to pull out my blade that I... remember that blade I had earlier that I engraved some insignias on?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that one out.
You're able to fly forward and slash through a couple. They fall just as easy as you expect them to. And now you're getting closer and closer to the tower. You're slowed ever so slightly, but still able to get closer. You can see just beyond this group that's spilling out of the door, there's a light, a portal, something inside you can see from the distance you're currently at, Xander, is summoning them.
Well, can I stop the portal?
You very much can. You'll need to get closer, but you definitely can do that.
I'm gonna I guess shout at everybody, well, the group, and be like, hey, there's a portal in here. They're kind of coming out. I'm going to try stopping it. You know, just protect me. And then I'm gonna cast some negate portal.
Alrighty, as you shoot on forward, of course, there's a lot of nonsense, to be blunt. Just beyond, you see a glowing portal. And it burns as you all get closer to it, and your intent is basically to seal it shut, Xander?
Yeah.
All right, you definitely know you'll need help with this, assistance in keeping these little shits away. So Radiah and Moira, as Xander moves in to attempt to seal this portal, what do the two of you do to assist him? You can do your last plan, Moira, and then you can use those tags again.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let me do that.
All right, go for it.
Shroud and Shadow.
Change the game.
It's going to be awkward if it's bad. So I'm going to pause for dramatic timing. Okay.
Excellent. All right.
Mediocre. Exactly what I
So-
was looking for.
We got 2 juice.
2 juices is adequate.
What if I want 3 juices?
I'll take
And that's
2
it.
apple.
Being greedy.
All right, you can make 2 of these shadow shrouds. Who would you like the other one to?
Well, isn't Radia the only other one there?
And yourself, yeah.
Oh, no, I'll just give it to Radia.
Alrighty. Instantly, the 2 of you are surrounded in shadow that feels somewhat warm. You know that you are protected by this. Xander, as you're preparing your spell, getting ready to slap this thing in the face, Radia, your dragon pushes forward, slapping the little demons away from you, allowing you better purchase, and you can get closer to do whatever you want to next. What you thinking?
I toss up Xander some potions to help him with whatever he's going to be doing up there.
Sure. He definitely needs to focus on this, so like a potion for focusing, like a clear mind.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Nice, I like that. All right. Going to roll change the game with the all that potion good stuff.
My rolls have been garbage. Just add some healing properties. All the buttons.
I believe. Hey,
There's your 3 juice.
All right. we'll call
More
it
juice.
We'll call it laser focus. 1 juice to make the tag, 1 juice to make it ongoing, so you can keep using it. And then you have 1 more Radia. What do you want to do that last one? You're able to make more of the potion than you were expecting.
That's one to Myra, in case you need some help. A little bit of extra boost, too. Whatever she's doing out here, too.
All right, the 2 of you have laser focus. Xander, as you're focusing on this nonsense, unfortunately, you'll have to use the Chaos 2 negative when you roll, but you have a lot of juice right now.
I have to use the Chaos Emerald.
You have to use the Chaos Emerald, yes. You have laser focus and Shadow Shroud to protect you when you go to strike out at this 100% paranormal portal.
I'm ready to close portal.
Do it.
Yay.
Very nice. Alrighty, with 4 status, you are very easily able to actually nail this thing in a single shot, Xander. Your crew rolls forward, and Moira, you envelop your allies in shadow, enabling them to move amongst the shadows and darkness, so that these little wispy demons can't see precisely where you all are. And moving in and striking out as they do, your group flits about. Radia, you pass out 2 quick potions, and now that we're more able to focus, Xander, you can see a pinpoint between this seemingly endless stream of small winged creatures. You're able to focus on it for just a moment, and pinpointing all of your magic directly onto this thing, you slowly step forward, hoping that the shroud will keep you obscured from the enemy. You're also able to see through all of their seemingly random strikes as they jump and dive at you, and you're able to dodge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blows as you sidestep every single one of them. They crash to the floor behind you, turning to strike at you again, but it's too late. As they do, you release the magic, and you seal away the portal. It snaps shut, and in that exact moment, pulling about half of them within the area into the portal, they scream as they're pulled back into this snapping of light. And there's a shockwave that emanates. A few of these little shits are kind of running around and doing their thing. Fortunately, the backup that was sent here to help will move out into the city and do their best to handle the ones that kind of spread out. There's a few here, but their numbers no longer threaten us. One of the mages looks at you, Xander, says, "Wow, damn, you guys are all really impressive."
Okay.
Thanks, I know.
Hopefully that stops whatever it is for the time being. We're really kind of getting sick of jumping from tower to tower, but good news, I'm hoping.
Jumping tower to tower.
No more resets, we're hoping?
Oh, I mean, we shouldn't get any more resets, but it is very crucial that we get these towers contained and stopped, because I fear for the worst if we do not.
Oof. Well, could the could the master show us how it's done, since about 2/3 of our forces are going to be busy with those little shits that snuck out of the portal? If you're not busy, of course.
Yeah, I can close it. You guys can watch as I do a little bit more magic for you.
Excellent. They all actually look pretty excited to see you at work, as they've then successfully accomplishing this, but at a much, much slower pace.
Do I have to roll anything, or am I just doing it?
Realistically, with this, you won't need to roll anything. As I mentioned before, you have indeed done this before. As the three of you ascend the tower, you actually realize this is the first one that you all found from a while back. Looks exactly the same, completely nondescript, boring, boring, boring. And as you ascend to the top, I mentioned there was a room prior. It seems different this time, as if the clocks were wound back a bit further. It's the further you climb up this tower, it's more furnished, as in like couches and, you know, a whole section like a break room, and there's cubicles and things of that nature. It's very odd. You pass by all these rooms that are growing more and more furnished as you ascend. And as you take a step into the last room, prior to the one that we know has all the wonderful cursed imagery in it, you see an interesting setup before you all. There is the back wall where the door is. You see like a nice potted plant and the big glass windows that, you know, lead out to the night sky, various couches and such, a table, most likely for guests. And you see an individual standing in this very large, open, and besides them, empty room. Their back is currently turned to you, and you cannot see who they are. What do y'all do?
Okay. Do they look familiar from the back?
Wait, so you're saying we're in a cubicle inside the tower?
The lower floors had cubicles. This one seems more like a meeting room for CEOs and such, except inside now, you're looking around. The room is bigger than it was before, almost twice as you remember it being.
A little bit TARDIS-y.
A little TARDIS-y, some TARDIS-esque, if you will. And Moira, as you see the back of this individual, light flashes by on them as a train goes by outside. And if you think for a moment, does this person look familiar? And as the light splashes over them, something in the back of your mind says, yes, I know exactly who this is. And I'll tell you who it is next week.
Next time? I saw it coming.
You're welcome.